So when I started this channel, I wanted some video ideas and I wanted to know what kind of questions short people had. So I just went online, but I found this article while doing that and I wanted to talk about this article. The article, Why I Think Short Guys Are Hot and You Should Too, and it's by Corinne Miller and it was published in 2015. So I want to look at it with you and give my thoughts on it. So I spent a majority of my life with tall guys. One guy was so tall I had to stand on my tippy toes to kiss him. I liked having taller boyfriends, I just thought it was how it was supposed to be. But then I met Steven, and he is hilarious, outgoing, cute, and good head shorter than me. I admit I never really saw myself dating a short guy for reasons I'm still not sure of. But we had much fun together that it didn't matter. And I know I talked about it in one of my videos before, but personality really does go a long way. Like I said, looks can get you noticed right away, but looks won't keep people around. It's your personality that will keep people around and keep people around you and even get girls to like you. It's your personality. A lot of people make jokes about it. A lot of people don't believe that. But if you notice, a lot of people that believe that girls only want rich guys or things like that, they're very insecure. And nothing's attractive about being that insecure that you're like, oh, no girl will date me because I'm short, no girl will date me because I'm bald, no girl will date me because I'm not super rich. And if you notice, a lot of those guys doing that, they're not really fun to be around. They don't have a good personality, they're not really funny, and they just trash everything and they complain a lot. And it's like, what's the point of dating someone that's going to complain all the time, someone that's not funny and just projects their insecurity in everyday life? It's not fun. So again, I think personality is a lot better than your looks and will get you further in life and further in relationships than your looks will. I went out of my way to do everything I could to keep him from feeling awkward about our height difference. While Steven and I never discussed his height, I found myself working hard to overcompensate for his diminutive stature. Since my only going out shoes were heels, I immediately went shopping for flats. I bent my knees when we took pictures together and I avoided slow dancing, a situation where I'd definitely tower over him. So that can be kind of harmful in a relationship, in my opinion, because being short doesn't mean a girl should overcompensate if she is taller than him. Doesn't mean she needs to stop wearing heels or anything like that. And that is something that I've seen a lot of comments about, like, I will date a short guy, but I can't because I like wearing heels and I don't want to feel too tall. And to me, that's just all personal preference. Girls can have their personal preference because guys also have their personal preferences, and that's totally fine as well. But I think it's kind of bad for a relationship to overcompensate for that kind of stuff. Because if you are happy with the height difference, it shouldn't matter if you wear heels or not. That is just my personal opinion about that. And so if you overcompensate by it and you bend your knees to make them feel taller, it can be kind of emasculating, in my opinion. And if that was me, and I had a girlfriend like that, I would appreciate the gesture, but at the same time I'd be a little bit more offended by it than if she would just stand up by me even though she was taller than me, or if she had to wear flats instead of heels because she didn't want to tower over me. I'd feel a little bit more emasculated with her doing that than if she would just wear heels because she wanted to wear heels, or if she wanted to just stand up straight by me in pictures rather than bend her knees. That is my personal opinion on that. But that's how I would feel. And I feel like over time, it's just a small little thing, but small little things kind of add up, and I feel like that can really damage a relationship. Except he didn't care. See, again, it doesn't really matter. At 5'5", Steven knew he was short, but he really didn't give a crap about it. His height didn't define him. It was just a feature, like his shoe size. Now that, I stand with that. I am also 5'5", and it does not bother me being short at all. So I feel like that kind of confidence does make life a lot better when you're not too worried about your height. I used to be worried about my height, but then I realized like your height did not matter. I still had girls that had crushes on me. I still had girls tell me that they liked me. And just knowing that, it's like, this whole time I thought my height made it to where girls didn't like me, but looking back I realized That wasn't true at all. I still had girls even tell me that they liked me. And once I thought about it that way, it's like, wow, I guess it doesn't really matter that I'm short. So that went that. And that's kind of what helped me get a little bit of confidence, is when I realized being short didn't matter as much as I built it up in my head. Because when you hear short jokes all the time, and you watch TV and short people get made fun of, it can be very easy to be insecure about your height, but at the same time, they're just jokes and all that. It doesn't really define who you are. So just be happy with yourself, because life is a lot better when you are secure about yourself than if you're insecure and worried about your height. Because what kind of life is worth living if you're just worrying about your height all the time and you're comparing yourself to other people because you don't feel as good about yourself because you're short? That's no way to live life. Friends and even acquaintances would ask me things like, are you cool with the fact that he's shorter than you? One friend even said after a few glasses of wine, good for you, I could never date a short guy, or a guy that's short. Now see, short guys can be discriminated against, but in all fairness, that is fine, because that doesn't really define who you are. If a girl doesn't want to date because you're short, who cares? There's other girls out there. She can have her personal preferences, it doesn't matter. Because you also have your personal preferences. Also, I feel like that is why a lot of guys are insecure, because they hear things like that. They get told that they're short. They get joked about being short. They hear short jokes a lot. They go on TV and it's people making fun of being short or making fun of short guys. You go online and people are making fun of short guys. Even in real life, people will talk down to you and make fun of you for being short. But if you let that get to you, it'll just make you insecure, and that is no way to live life. You gotta be secure about yourself, and once you're secure about your height, those things just roll off and it doesn't matter. And because, you know what, that doesn't define you. You can be short and get married. You could be short and have kids. You could be short and have a good job. You can be short and be funny. You can be short and play an instrument. You can be short and travel the world. You can even start your own business. You can do whatever you want, except maybe join the NBA. But other than that, you can be whatever you want and be short, and everything's going to be okay. Most people are generally curious, but all of the attention on Steven's size and not on his attributes bothered me. In the end, things didn't work out between us, but it had nothing to do with his height. After a few years, I dated another short guy and discovered the same thing. While the rest of the world was hung up on his height, it didn't matter to him. And see what I mean? There again. She dated another short guy, but his height did not matter to him. Again, personality and being secure about your height is a lot better than being insecure about your height, projecting that insecurity on other people, complaining about being short, feeling like being short is stopping you from achieving the life you want. That stuff will chase people away, because no one wants to be around someone that's so insecure that they make fun of other people because they need to feel better about themselves. Being like complaining about being short about life isn't going to keep people around, and it's not going to make girls want to date you. Making up excuses like, I would start my own business, but I'm short, no one's going to take me seriously. I would ask that girl out, but she won't take me seriously, I'm short. I would get a good job, but I'm short, they'll probably hire a taller person, I'm not going to get a better job. That kind of thing of using height as an excuse to not follow through and do the things you want in life, that's not going to keep people around, because at the end of the day, that's just an excuse. And excuses won't get you anywhere. And when you keep making excuses, people will stop respecting you. And they will respect you a little less and a little less with every time you use an excuse like that. Because if you are 5'5" and you start your own business, or you get a good job, or you do what you want to do, you play an instrument, you do what you want to do, and you don't let your height stop you, people will respect you, and people will treat you with respect, and there will be girls that will fall for you, and it will better your chances of getting married because you're not letting your height stop you. There's going to be a lot more girls that find you attractive because you are following your dreams. You're doing what you want to do. You're not going to let your height stop you, and you are creating the best life you can for yourself. Versus if you're the same exact height, but you complain about life and how unfair it is because you're short. You complain because or make excuses like, I would get a better job, I would do this, I would do that, but I'm too short, I can't do it, I'm not going to even try it. And it's like, well, that guy's too tall, that guy's skinny, he's ugly, and you let your insecurity get in the way of that. People are going to see that, they're not going to want to be around you. People don't want to be around someone that complains or make excuses or project their insecurity all the time. You're just going to end up chasing people away, and people are not going to like you as much, and unless girls will find you attractive if you're like that. So personality really is a big thing that will help you in life, really. And I'm pretty sure the only reason I still have my job is because I'm funny. The only reason the girls ever found me attractive was because I'm funny. The only thing being funny to not do is keep my mom around, but I don't care about that. And that's it about that article. That's all I have to say about that. If you are insecure about your height, I hope this was able to help you out a little bit and make you a little bit more insecure, or make you a little bit more secure about your height. Going from insecure to being secure about your height, it's a challenge. And it's not like you're just going to wake up one day and be secure. It's going to happen little by little. But it's that little progress after little progress that will help you out in the long run. And you're going to be happier in the long run if you keep working on finding a way to be secure about yourself. Maybe it can be as simple as dressing a little nicer or whatever it is. Just be comfortable with who you are. Be comfortable with your height. And just know that your height does not define you. It's not your personality trait. What defines you is the different things you like and how you treat people. That is what really defines you. Not your height, not your appearance, but how you treat people, how you go into the world. Do you make excuses or do you actually try to do something? That can really define you, and that is a better definition of who you are than your height. And just know that when it comes to girls, some girls might reject you because of your height, but the chances of a girl rejecting you solely because of your height, it's very slim. Most of the time a girl rejects you is because maybe they don't think you're funny. Maybe they just don't feel like being in a relationship, or they're just going through a hard time in life and they don't want a relationship. Yeah, maybe it's just because they just don't feel a connection with you, or maybe they think you're annoying. Maybe they do not know you too well. Those could be reasons for being rejected, and I think those reasons for being rejected is a lot more prominent and happens a lot more often than just being short. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And even if it does happen, it doesn't have to bother you because there's other girls out there. So why would you let one girl define who you are when there's other girls out there that will find you attractive and will date you, and you can still have a happy life with them, and you can still get married, still have kids, or even just date and not get married and not have kids. It's up to you, really. But that's all I have for this video. So subscribe down below for more videos about being bald, being short, dating advice, all that kind of fun stuff. Follow me on social media. I'm active on Facebook and on Instagram. If you want to hear my dumb jokes, I post a lot of dumb jokes on there. And as always, just enjoy the rest of your day.